It is day 31, the last day of the Every Bit Counts challenge, and today we are making what, Makayla?
Pear butter.
Pear butter. Pear butter is an excellent way to use up those extra pears that you have. Even some that might be a little bit bruised and past their prime for fresh eating are great for pear butter. So you just cut the bad parts off and you move on. Pear butter, you can put it on toast, you can just snack on it, or you can give it as gifts, all sorts of fun yummies. You can put it on biscuits or, I don't know.
Just eat it.
Just eat it, just eat it.
Just pick up a spoon and start eating the whole thing.
It is a yummy, yummy treat. And we are thrilled to be making it on this last day of the Every Bit Counts challenge. If you have missed any of our videos, be sure to check the playlist down below, because we have a video for every single day in the month of August of something different that we have put back and preserved. And at the end of this video, be sure to stay tuned, because we are gonna pull it all out and show you absolutely everything we've done this whole month. It's gonna be crazy. This recipe for pear butter could not be easier. There's some super complicated recipes out there. This is not that one. This is really simple, just a couple of ingredients. What do we need, Makayla?
4 pounds of pears, 2 cups of sugar, half a cup of water, and lemon zest and squeezed whole lemon.
Yeah, we need whole lemon. So first things first, we are gonna chop these pears. We're gonna leave the skins on them. If you do that, you can peel them if you want, but we're gonna puree this, so we don't really mind the skins on them, but do wash them really, really well if you leave the skins on them. And we're going to just cut these and cut the cores out, and we're gonna put them in our big handy dandy pot that's gonna go on the stove. So let's cut those pears. And we'll take our cores and make a chicken bucket, because they will love these. All right, now we have our pot of chopped pears, and what goes in it next?
2 cups of sugar.
2 cups of sugar. Snow. Then we've got
Half a cup of water.
half a cup of water. This keeps it from searing to the bottom. All right, do you want to zest this lemon?
Yes.
And be careful, don't run your fingers on it. Okay. Woo, it smells lemony and lovely.
Lemon jello.
Okay. Chop the lemon in half.
Whoop.
All right. Other way. There you go. Now squeeze it. Take some muscle power. You got it. All right. You want me to squeeze?
I got it.
You got it all?
Ah! Apparently I did not.
That's okay. All right, get the other half. We'll put this in the chicken bucket.
Both of them. This is harder than the other side.
All right. Now, you can feel free to season this with some cinnamon or some nutmeg or whatever you want to flavor it. You want to? Once you get a little cinnamon. Okay, go for it. A little sprinkle of cinnamon. Last minute addition. All right, it's pretty easy from here. What do we do, Makayla?
Boil it. I don't know.
Yes, we put it on the stove. We're gonna bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna lower the heat, keeping it at a boil for about 20 minutes. And then we'll take it off, and we'll see you back here once it's boiled. Our pears have been boiling for 20 minutes, and they are nice and soft and mushy. Now, we are going to take this immersion blender. You can put them in a food processor or whatever, and we are just going to blend them up, puree them up into a nice, smooth consistency. Next step is the easy one, isn't it, MJ?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Put the stuff in the jars with a 1/4 inch headspace.
We're gonna put the stuff in the jars with a 1/4-inch headspace.
That's right about that line.
Yeah, so the headspace is the distance from whatever you put in the jar to the tippy top of the jar, right? Mm-hmm. And we have a fun little measurer that we can use, but you can use just a regular ruler. Yeah, okay, go for it. Now, when we're putting the things in the jars, you wanna make sure you're putting hot liquid into warm jars. You don't wanna put hot liquid into cold jars because the jars could crack. Likewise, the water in the canner is warmed up because we don't wanna put warm jars into cold water. The same thing could happen. All right, so let's measure this 1/4 inch. Good. A little bit more in this one, but we can do that in just a second. Boop. That's good. And MJ's using a canning funnel. You don't have to, but it sure makes it a lot less messy, doesn't it? And if you don't happen to fill one all the way, that is okay. You can fill it partially and stick it in the fridge for fresh eating. But it looks like this one's just gonna be enough to fill 5 half pints.
Yep.
So now we want to take the spatula end of this little measure, or if you have a chopstick or anything to poke down in there. If you're using a knife, just be careful. Don't bang the metal up against the glass because you could crack it. And we're just going to stick it down in a couple places in each of them just to make sure there's no bubbles. And as you do this, you may have to adjust because the headspace may go down. You may have too much headspace when you're done, and you can add some.
I think we got the perfect amount.
I think we do have the perfect amount. All right, so Makayla, you do know the next step. What's the next step? So Makayla is cleaning the very tippy top, the rim, just to make sure there's nothing that comes in between the lid and the jar when it seals.
And now we can put the lids on.
Now we can put our fresh, clean lids on.
They're so tiny.
Yeah, finger tight and then just a little tighter. Okay, we don't want to wrench them down. Good. Excellent. Now, do you remember how long these process for?
20 minutes?
10 minutes. Close. That's all right. So we're going to take our canner and we're going to put these down in our canner. Now we have already put water in here and it's warm. And we're going to, we put a little bit of vinegar in there as well because
it will stop the white stuff from going on top.
Yeah, it's going to stop the calcium from building up. We have really hard water. We have a canning rack in the bottom, and that's a good way to prevent breakage because they're not setting right on the bottom where the burner is. Anything you can do to avoid extremes in temperature in your canning helps. All right, so now they're all in there. We're going to add a little bit more water because they're not quite covered and we want to cover them up. And once they have about 1 or 2 inches over top of the jars, then we're going to put the lid on and we're going to take them into the stove. Now, you're going to set your canner to boil, and once it's boiling, that's when the processing time starts. And at the end of that processing time, we're going to turn the stove off and set the timer for another 15 minutes or so. Take the lid off and let them set because they need to acclimate to that room temperature, and that'll help when you take them out, the stuff won't siphon out of them as easily, okay? So let's get that done, and we will see you back here when the canning is complete. And actually, we have a little bit left in here, so Makayla is gonna try some. Ooh, let's see if it's any good. You ready?
That's really good.
Is it really good? Yum. High five.
Turkey.
Ah. So we'll see you back here once we get this canned. All right, we are ready to pull those jars out of the canner. And that is 5 pints of pear butter to add to our ginormous stockpile this month for the Every Bit Counts Challenge.
And you're about to see it.
Yes, you are about to see it. Are you ready for us to pull everything out?
No.
It's a lot to pull out. All right, you ready? Let's do it. Y'all, here is the spread.
Well, smack me in the face.
Pop. 30 days of food preservation right here. And actually 31 days of food preservation, right? August had 31 days. So we're gonna go through real fast and show you all the things. And again, if you see something that you're excited about, we have a playlist down below that has a video for every single thing that we made all month long. So let's start with our frozen things. We have frozen shredded hash browns. We've got frozen sun-dried tomatoes. We have frozen fajita packs up here, a ton of these. Fermented tomato sauce, fermented carrots, fermented onions. We fermented a lot this month. I have fermented dilly beans. And of course, since we were doing ferments, you had to have sauerkraut, honey fermented jalapenos, and honey fermented garlic. And that, I think, is all of the ferments. And let's see what else. We have...
The rest of the stuff is yummy stuff.
Makayla does not like the ferments. We have canned cherries that Makayla did, yay. And blackberry cobbler filling, apricot jam.
I like making toast and I also like baking cobbler.
Yes. And sugar-free applesauce. Was this the first one we made? That was the first one?
It's strawberry applesauce.
Oh yes, sugar-free strawberry applesauce. And then of course today's pear butter. We have these fruit roll-ups. Y'all, Makayla has been trying to get into these all month. The applesauce and the fruit roll-ups, and we haven't let her because we wanted to take this picture of the spread, so she's way excited to get to eat.
Maybe.
We have the tomatoes that Taylor did. And this isn't even, I should make it a point to say this isn't even absolutely everything that we canned, because several things are on their way to the state 4-H competition at the state fair because they won at the county fair. So we have several cans of things that are missing. We've got the dehydrated okra, and this is celery salt and zucchini flour.
I like making zucchini bread.
And carrots. I believe Taylor did those, huh?
Yep.
Dill pickles that we did yesterday. Canned fish that Lance did after his fishing trip.
Mom, you should make a fajita but with fish and call it a fajita.
Fajita. There you go. We could use the canned fish and the fajita packs, huh? Fajita. Our corn relish. We have a bunch of those. We have, oh, this is more of that
Okra.
okra. We have dehydrated peaches. Dehydrated cinnamon apples. Salsa. This was Makayla's salsa, wasn't it? Yeah. Dehydrated watermelon. And last but not least, we have our chili and our ground beef that we canned for ready-to-go meals. This has been a long and busy month, and we had several unexpected surprises come up that we didn't know about, and unexpected out of towns, but that is okay. We stuck with it, and we are really glad now that we did, even though we were exhausted. But look at all this that we have to stock our pantry with. It is going to be a year's worth of delicious food, or at least a good start to our year's worth of delicious food in our stockpile. What are you most excited about eating?
I want to eat the cherries, I want to eat this, 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 I want to eat these and these and this. And where'd my apples go?
Right here?
These.
So all the fruit, everything fruit and salsa. You could dip the salsa, you could dip the fruit in the salsa.
No, you ruined everything.
I'm excited about it all. I probably am most excited about the dill pickles. We haven't had a good dill pickle in a while because last year all we did was the bread and butters.
I like bread and butter. I ate a whole jar of them when I was 5.
All right, this is it. But don't worry, don't fret. We will still be here. We just won't be posting videos every day. but we try to post videos weekly of all that's going on around the homestead. Sometimes they're food preservation, sometimes they're gardening, sometimes they're animals, bunnies. Next week in particular, we've got the big video about the county fair and how they did at the county fair. They didn't do very well at all. No, I'm just kidding. They did amazing at the county fair. We may have even won a belt buckle. We've got all sorts of stuff coming up in the months to come, and we are so thankful for you. Be sure, if you got some value out of this, to hit that like button, subscribe so that you can hang out with us more, not just with the Every Bit Counts challenge, though we'll do it again next year, I'm sure. Hang out with us all the time. We'd love to have you along for the ride.
And this Sunday, I'm going to make bunny biscuits for Bunny Day.
Okay, apparently Makayla's gonna make bunny biscuits for Bunny Day.
If you want to see both of my bunnies in that video, leave a comment down below and tell us what your favorite bunny is, or if you've had a bunny. And I'm probably gonna bring them in anyways because I love them so much.
All right, so Sunday Bunny Day, huh? All right, there we go.